Hello everybody, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the G.I. Joe Retro figure, the Viper. Now this is the original version of the Viper. The classified line does have a similar version of this, and I'll be comparing him to that one as well. Because there's been a lot of versions of this throughout the classified line. So you had the original, you also had the Python Patrol, and so forth and so forth. So don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And without any further ado, roll that intro. So here he is on his card back. So first off, you got your choking hazards up here, G.I. Joe, Cobra the Enemy, and your age restriction. You got this nice picture here, which is a reminiscence to the old G.I. Joe card backs, so I do like that. And of course, you have the shell here where you can see him with all his accessories, and the old school classic Hasbro logo there in the corner. You spin him around here. All right. You get a nice foul card on them. I love the factor that they brought the foul cards back. Everybody that's part of this wave, and you're legal underneath. Back around this way. So let's open him up and see what he's about. So here he is out of packaging. He's a pretty decent looking figure. I like the overall look to him. But the first thing we're going to do is go through his points of articulation. So the head does move. You got a shoulder joint with a swivel. You got an elbow joint, and you do have a wrist joint. Okay, get this other arm up. He does have a joint right underneath his vest. The vest doesn't hinder it that much either, so you do get some good range of movement. A lot of figures that have vests like this, usually it's hard to get that joint moving, so that's actually pretty good that you do get that movement in there. You also got the hip joint. All right, you got your thigh joint with a swivel. You got your knee joint. A little bit tight, but it does work. Got a swivel here. And an ankle joint. All right. Get them back into position. Also, while I got them here, he also comes with this nifty Cobra, display piece here, which is really nice. I do like that. All right. Got him back on his stand here and all in place. So now, oops, that's if he doesn't fall. Cooperation is not in his nature, but that's okay. There we go. So now let's start looking at his details. So first off is the head sculpt. I like the head sculpt to him. It definitely captures that original Viper look to it. All right. So I do like that. That looks really good. And then when you start getting into his vest and all his details, obviously he is very much designed off of the original Viper. I do like that. So he has the red highlights to his black vest. He has the Cobra logo there in the corner. All right, he's in his standard blue and red pants with the black boots and knee guards. All right, come around here. You start looking at his arm. He has the rolled up sleeves and the gauntlets here to protect his arm. And you can see he actually has bare skin showing through, which is very much like the original figure. So I do like that. Come around to the back. He has some gear on his belt. Looks like he has a spot for his pistol. Come around to this side. You can see the blood stripe going down the side of his pants and the red in the lower part of his vest. So I do feel like they put a lot of work into detailing on this figure overall. So I'm liking the overall look to him. So let's go through his accessories. Now, he got a bunch of accessories. So he has 2 closed fists. So you got 1, 2. All right, he has like a gripping hand. Okay. And a pointing hand. Okay. He has his iconic goggles, which to this day I never understood what the point of these things were on this figure, but he does have them. He has a pistol. All right. Now, if I flip it around this way, you can actually see the detail on the grips, which is really nice. All right. He has his backpack. All right. He has this assault rifle here. I like the brown highlights. It gives it a little bit more depth. The clip is removable. All right. Put that back in there. And now he has his original style gun. So this is designed off of the gun from the original figure. This clip should come out. It does. All right. And all of his weapons do have holes in the barrel for blast effects. So if you want to use blast effects with him, you can. So now let's start seeing how well all this works with him. So first on, put his goggles on. All right. So any of us who had the original Viper toy know that the goggles always sit like that on top. All right, spin around to the back here. Put his backpack on. Just like so. All right, so that fits on. No issues. All right, next up we're going to try the pistol in this hand. And we're going to try his other rifle. His little assault machine gun or whatever it might be called in the other hand. So we got that in there. Eventually we can get that finger in there. Right. Now with this weapon, you do have a double trigger to it. One's for the actual rifle, the other one's for that grenade launcher underneath. All right. And this is not going to cooperate with me. His finger just don't want to go in there. All right. All right. So this finger is not cooperating. Get it in there. All right. Try one more thing and then we're done with it. Straighten out the finger. Put the finger in first. There we go. Nope. Still don't want to work. Right, let's try this way. There goes the goggles. All right. So this finger is giving me trouble getting in there. He does hold this gun. I'm wondering if it has to do with that double, there we go. Or we'll try it like that. Try putting the finger in there first. Nope, even that won't work with it. There it goes. Okay, we got it. All right. So it took some work to get that finger. Oops. Now he doesn't want to stand at all for us. All right, so it took a little bit of work to get that finger in that upper trigger, but when you work it, it does wind up working out for you. So both weapons fit very well in his hands, no issues. All right, so now let's get this pistol out and this gun. Okay, pistol fits right in here. Boom. All right, so there's the pistol and its holster, no issues. Now let's try his assault rifle here. There shouldn't be any issues going into here. Might be a little bit of a bugger to get that finger in there, but it will work. All right. There it goes. All right. So that rifle fits in fine there. No issues with that. Now let's start swapping out hands. All right. All right. These can come off as well. So if you don't want the gauntlets on them, You could do that as well, so that's pretty cool. All right, so go and put a fist in here. All right, so that works. Get the other fist. Okay. So the fists work fine in his hands, no issues. Now we'll try the other hands. So you have his pointing hand here. He wants to give orders to other troops. And this open hand here. There we go. All right. So both of those work very well with him. So everything seems to swap out pretty easily with this guy. So here's one of the earlier versions of the Vipers from the G.I. Joe classified line. You know, they're all basically the same mold, just different coloring. As you can see, he's a lot darker in color. He's a very dark blue. Both head sculpts are basically the same. I don't see any differences in the head sculpt other than coloring. The flight vests are different to where this one has the round smoke style grenades, or he has standard grenades. You can see that the reds are all darker on them as well. And the vests are designed different, as you can see with this one. And then with that one, when you look at his arm, you can definitely see like his jacket comes all the way down, or his sleeve comes all the way down. His gauntlets designed a little bit different. All right, you take a look at his arm again. You can definitely see you got your rolled up sleeves, bare arms, and a different style gauntlet, more to the original figure. So there are definitely a lot of differences, mainly in paint scheme. The main difference is the paint scheme. There are some differences in the vest and the arm gauntlets, but not a whole lot. But the retro one obviously captures more of the look of the original figure than the classified version. All right, so let's get into my final thoughts with him. So first off, all his joints work very well with him. I didn't have any issues with his joints. All his accessories fit fine with him. Yeah, it's a little bit of a bugger getting the finger into the trigger hole, but for the most part, everything fit well with him. And I do like the overall look to this guy. I think he really captures the look of the original Viper. So, would I recommend him? Absolutely. In my opinion, he's probably the best Viper out there as for look wise and feel. I mean, he really does capture that original real American hero look. I love the overall look to him. I once again say that I think he's the best looking Viper out there, and I'd highly recommend him to go with the rest of your Joes and Cobras. So, with that being said, I hope you all did like this review. If you did, go ahead and check out my G.I. Joe playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So, into the next one, late.